Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So we're going to work on Washington to Baltimore scenario 4 here, thermal expansion. Looks like it's going to take about 45 minutes. Record-breaking temperatures are ravaging the East Coast, and train dispatchers have issued slow orders to ensure the continued safety of rail operations. Bring Northeast Regional 176 safely into Baltimore Penn Station, making intermediate stops at New Carrollton and BWI Airport. All right, good afternoon. Today you'll be operating Northeast Regional 176 from Washington to Baltimore due to the record-breaking temperatures. Dispatchers have issued slow orders. Please ensure you don't exceed 80 miles per hour during any part of your journey. Open the doors to finalize boarding. Alright. So, welcome everyone. We've got our typical Alright, so this only has 2 light settings on it. So it seems the trick is not to exceed 80. Alright, and we've got go via, pick up passengers, so we're starting, just 2 stops, and then the final stop at 12:51, which would make sense, because that's about 45 minutes. Northeast Regional, proceed on signal indication. So I believe we're green. Or is that... Whoops. That's not a good start already. Alright, so let me do that. We do have a very large train is the problem, because I would think that's our signal. I'm a little confused with these red ones around as to what they are. So we'll see, we can go 15, but at this pace it's going to take us a long time to get to 15. So I think we're okay. If we're not, we'll find out way too late. But yeah, this tracks looked appropriate. So we've got a lot of yard work out here. As far as, well, a lot of switches here. Probably need to learn the train terminology. So let's see, if we go 17, so I assume we're going to stay on this track. Alright, so we can see the green clear there. And then we'll be at 20, and we'll be at 45. Got a green signal. Not sure what I'm seeing over there. Guess it's just the fence coming into focus. Very strange looking. Alright, so at this point we are losing a bit of time on Carrollton. We'll see, we can speed up a bit. I'm not sure if we're going to hit 20 before we hit the 45. Obviously we can't do that, or we'll be speeding, and that would be bad. Oops. So just be careful. Alright, there we go. And so hopefully at this point we can speed up and get where we need. But once again, there we can go 95 in regular times, but we can only go 80 now, so we do need to be careful. I'm sure we're gonna have to go 80 to be able to make things. Alright, just don't want any more wheel slip issues. So I do have to figure out what the appropriate acceleration is for things. We're still clear here. I think we'll be okay in at least being in the clear space before, or in the additional speed. It's going to be really close here. Alright. So, I don't know like when I can actually hit 100%. We'll try it and get ourselves going, because we do have over 7 miles to go. So, nice shed over there with some rolling stock in there. I do know that term. Yeah, I've got to just be careful. 80. I have to keep in my head 80. And I'm wondering, like, if they do that, I assume this is a warm day, as this isn't, like, clearly snow or anything. But I wonder if they do that for certain reasons. Like the equipment overheats, or what the situation is. Alright, so this speeds us up for a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out where do I set things to not go any faster. So it looks like 17%. If it does speed us up, it's very, very slowly. Right now we've got about a 45-second span. So, getting down to 5.5 miles. Obviously, at the pace we're moving, we're going to close that distance before we know it. Whoops. I don't know if we're going downhill a bit or what the situation was. Keep forgetting I remembered how to use the keys recently. I guess I should probably do that. That'll be better than the mouse. So we're basically at 0.1%, I think, is kind of the grade. So we're basically flat at this point. 15 does a pretty good job of keeping us from doing too much. But yeah, it's a pretty basic run, especially after the storm run we had the last time with Supercell. That was challenging in its own way. But I'm just actually a bit happy that we're able to do this, because going 125 was very nerve-wracking. This seems a little more manageable. I'm trying to figure out again where I don't lose speed, but right, so 110 and 100 and 125, so no reason to slow down. Let's see, we're at 45, go up to 50 maybe, see if that speeds us up a little, because I think we are losing a bit of time. Down to 15, and then hopefully we're not creeping up much, or 16 I guess is where it put us. That's alright. Just need to watch the grade. And unless it tricks me in some way, there shouldn't be any problem with speeding here. Just I haven't touched the control in a while. Why is that not going off? There we go. Okay. Ah. I was hitting the Q key. I don't know what... Oh, boy. I don't know why it did that to me. I am not happy with how that worked. So yeah, I hit the key. I was in good shape. We might still have a shot of making this, but it's going to be close. So we're only 1.25 miles away. So I have to be careful again with my acceleration that I'm not doing something coming in too far and too fast, but quite disappointing is all I could say. Alright, so we'll start slowing down. Alright, we've gotten a good distance, so I think we'll go in a little bit quicker. Again, I'm not quite sure why that worked the way it did and put us in an emergency brake situation again. Just definitely not what I wanted to be dealing with. So we've got kind of minimum braking. Need to make sure I'm fully on the platform. So got a ways to go here. 2 more cars. 1 more car. Alright, now I think we're okay. So now we can fully stop. Alright, we should hopefully be okay. Oh, actually, I better keep some brake on before we start to move, because I am somehow at 1%. There we go. So we're 11 seconds later than we'd like. Again, definitely a bit of a challenge. And yeah, I think what I may have done is I may not have hit the Q key. I may have changed my throttle and the sound stopped, and then I thought it was okay. Alright, we're good to go. So we'll get some timeliness bonus, but obviously we lost some things there, so we need to take off, and we need to do it without wheel slip, so... But we have a long way to go. 14 miles to get to Via Grove Track, whatever. Let's see. Can I go 43%? Because, yeah, this is a train dispatcher over. We received reports of a sun kink on number 1 track just south of Heliotrope. You're getting switched to number 3 track at Grove. Make your station stop at BWI, and then we'll switch you back to number 2 at Fulton. Over. Over and out. You then inform the conductor that passengers will be getting off the train on the left-hand side. Okay. So, and it says by Grove, so I assume we'll have some speed warnings, I hope. Just hard to know, like, when you can up the throttle. So, 'cause it seemed like above 30 I could go, and some of that may simply have to do with... goodness. Alright, so 69%. Let's leave it there till, say, we hit 60, then we'll try to up it again. But clearly, there's some challenges in turning on the power. And some of that may have to do with just a train probably can only accelerate so much at a certain point. So, because again, I'd like to get myself close to 80 as fast as I can. Alright, so I think at this point, yeah, we're good now. Just a matter of hopefully not having a brake issue again, because that scrubbed off tons of points again. Just slowing down a bit, because I don't want to accelerate faster than I need to, and then blow by my restriction of 80. So yeah, they didn't change our speed at all. 0.9%. I assume that's up. But we're climbing a bit, it looks like it. Looks like we're kind of getting close to the crest. 0.5, 0.3. Need to be careful in case we go down or something. So now we're at 0.1 again. 0.3, so I guess we're climbing a bit. But yeah, once I get to maybe 78.5, I'll back off if we're still accelerating. Alright, so 16% might maintain us. It might bring us a little slower. The problem is, like, that ETA is for Grove track. It doesn't really tell me for my stop. So I need to be there at 12:36, but I just don't know if I'm on pace or not, because I don't think it gives me a time. Yeah, it does not for Grove Track 2. And I do need to keep an eye out in case something shows up and I need to slow down. Myself to 14, because I really don't want to speed up, although looks like we're climbing again. We are. We're actually the 1% grade, so we're really climbing. So I'm going to put some power on the train. Looks like we're topping out now. So we should start accelerating, so I just need to be careful. The little indicator still says clear. Below 10 miles an hour now till Grove. Still at 0.6, so I want to make sure I'm giving us enough power that we're not losing speed. So we're very, very slowly gaining speed, but that may be because we're again at 1%, so put me back to 12. power up a bit more. Although now we're at 0%. First time I think we've been that. It's a nice smooth line, which it would need to be for high-speed rail. Alright, speed up a bit again. So we're definitely climbing a hill here. We can see that around that turn. Still says we're at 1%, but we are speeding up now. Maybe we're at negative 1%. Because, yeah, we got real close to 80 there. So, yeah, we might be coming down the backside of that hill now. So just kind of nursing the throttle a bit to keep it in check. But yeah, you can kind of tell the cars in the back on the little train model, they're falling on the front. It's like that little caterpillar. Yeah, now we sped up again. It's like 5% isn't quite enough, but 9% is too much. Alright, well now we're back at grade is the issue. So we'll go back to 14 on the front side. I think we're climbing again. Yep. So we'll speed up a bit. Gotta be careful. So I'd like to reverse the trend, but again, don't want to give it too much power, but now we've got a pretty good grade, but now we're flattening out. Not quite sure why it's doing that jittery number change. It was pretty smooth before. Alright, 4.5 miles, so doing pretty well, getting closer. Alright, now we're again going downhill, so a bit of a tricky setup. Now I think we're flat again. Oh, maybe not. Alright. So yes, now I think we're on a level grade. So yeah, there's a lot more going on here to try to keep it in check. Now we're at 0.9, so yeah, we're definitely got a hilly run here. So yeah, 42, 44 seems to kind of be where we might be able to sustain some stuff. Speed up a bit again. Just be careful. But we are slowly accelerating. We just need to keep an eye on everything because we're getting close now to where things will end. So, well, where the next thing will happen. How about that? Nothing's ending at Grove Track 2. We're not stopping or anything like that. Alright, looks like, okay, I think See, why is this not... See, it's like not letting me do this. It did it again. I don't understand. How do I speed up? Because last time it like let me do it, but now it won't. So yeah, we're likely gonna be late. I hit the Q key. Not before I hit something else, but... I just really struggle. So yeah, I was doing okay, but now I'm down to 170. Alright, the question is, can I go... I don't know, there's not really a question, I just, at this point, want to make it. Because, yeah, we've got to be there at 12:36. Again, I think I can get right up above there. Above there, I go to wheel slip, so... Just let it sit there, because now we're also just 1.25 miles from that change, which I assume, yeah, we'll have to go down to 45 there. So, I don't want to go too fast. Just looking. Yeah, that presses the acknowledge button. Just not real happy with that. I don't know what else to say, because I'm just not real happy with that. Alright, start slowing down. I'll probably back it off a bit. Now is it gonna make some noise again? How am I speeding? I just don't understand how that... I don't know. Right. So we're gonna switch here, I'm sure. There we go. So yeah, it's like somewhere it hits it before it says 45, so it's kind of the confusing piece of it. Alright, so we'll get ourselves up there. Again, once we get above 60, we'll then speed up. But yeah, we're supposed to be there at 12:36, and now we're late because of that ridiculous breakage thing that we had. Okay. So I don't know if we're going to be able to make up any time, because I don't know if that ETA is built on 80, but even if we can, I think we'd have to make up over a minute, and I don't know that we can. So, probably not going to have a really good result on this scenario here. So, yeah, we're climbing a bit, so we'll keep it at 45. The thing was, like, I'm hitting the Q key and it's not turning off the warning, so I just don't know how to interpret what's happening with the controls of the train. Because I was really feeling comfortable that between moving the controls periodically and you know, hitting that acknowledge button, that's pretty much my challenges on the train, and clearly that's not true. Alright, let me do that. That should hopefully stave off the move a bit. But yeah, now we've gained more time, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna be on time. Right, 79.2, 79.1. Now it appears we're on level grade again. 2.5 miles. Lower the power a bit. See what that does. Actually, it looks like we're going downhill again. So 2 miles. Alright. So, just need to make sure, obviously, we don't blow by the station. So usually about a mile or 3/4 of a mile out, we'll take notice. Yeah, like we should be in the station at this point, so. The concern is, are we going to have some sort of a penalty? Alright, well, at this point, go ahead and start decreasing. Should be okay, as we are coming in pretty quickly, but just kind of turn the throttle off. And we'll hit the brake a little bit more here. So obviously we want to be careful that we don't go too far. And it should start slowing down pretty quickly here. All right. So we're not going to get the full timeliness, that's for sure. Alright, and then we're going to go to Fulton Track 2, and that's, I think, where they'll put us back on the correct track. And then we'll continue from there. Alright, so we'll release the brake. We're okay to go. Well, not bad, but we did get a penalty, as it says. Just wondering if I can go up to... I'll leave it there. I don't know. So 70 seems to be the magic number. If we stay below 70, we're okay, but we hit 70%, then we're going too quick. So we're not quite clear of the platform yet. Now we are. We've got 8 miles till the Fulton track, and then who knows how much after that. We've got to be there at what, 12:51, so hopefully not more than 3 or 4 miles, but if we get another one of those ridiculous emergency braking episodes, we'll lose tons of points, and we'll also have other problems. So I promise I'm hitting the Q key right away when I should be. Alright, so I'm not going to go more than 90 because we can only go 80. So we're not terribly worried about what it's telling us right now. Okay, so we are going slight grade, 0.4%. But this is still accelerating us a bit. Now we're probably going to decelerate a bit, so let me set that maybe there. Lower it now because we're at no grade. Yeah, this is a very, just a lot of trees where this track goes, but I guess that would make sense. I don't think anybody would want to live by a, 125 mile an hour track, so that'd be a lot of noise, so I'm sure it goes through a corridor somewhere that's pretty quiet, although there is a road right there. But a road is different than, obviously, somebody, living there, so. Alright. Increased grade again, 0.9. Try to speed up, but pay attention to what's happening. Of course, as soon as it flattens out, being throttled up as much as we are, we're going to speed up very quickly. But it looks like it's an incline for quite a while, for 1.5 miles at least. At this point, we're speeding up a bit, even with that, so. Okay, now we're at 1%. Yeah, I think at the 1 mile mark, that far signal looks like we flatten out there. So we just need to be careful as we approach that to back off, because that will likely require us to slow down a little. So, going to back off, anticipating that we're going to flatten out here, because I think, yep, 0.9, 0.6, so definitely 0.4, 0.1. So, go there. I think that might still speed us up a bit. Question is, are we going up, or are we now we're going down? So I need to, again, get myself maybe there. flat again. 2.5 miles out for Fulton Track 2, where I think that's where it's going to move us back to the second track, as they said. And we're climbing a bit. Just 0.3. I've got my finger on Q in case it starts screaming at me soon. Right, and I have to be down to 55 there, so I do have to be careful. Because that's going to come up on us before we know it. Actually, it's going to come up on us way before we know it. But again, I don't have to stop, I just have to be at 55, but still. Alright, should be okay. Unless it triggers us early again. Which, you know, with my luck, it probably will. Alright, 55, then 45, then 30. So, covering my button. Alright, just start slowing down, covering the button. Alright. Just need to be careful again, because we need to be down to 30. And it's just a quarter mile, so... This is a pretty tight little turn there. Covering the button. Alright. So I think we're gonna switch here. Yep, there we go. Whoops. I was kind of paying attention to the track switch and not seeing what was happening. I think we were going downhill a bit, and I missed that. Well, we might actually make it, as long as we don't have any ridiculous things again. Just need to watch the speed. But yeah, it's a long way at 30 miles an hour. But we're going 0.8. Again, this is a, you know, kind of going down into the tracks here. Now we're down at 1 and 1.1, so we're even steeper. Put us at -7, see if that helps. Because, yeah, now we're at 1.3. But I think we're going to flatten out soon. So, yeah, we've still got a mile an hour to speed up, so I'll leave it at this point. The grade's not increasing, and I think for sure by the time we exit the tunnel in a little under 3/4 of a mile, we will be flat. Of course, then we see our platform. Alright, well, we may need to change here. because we can go over it a bit, but I just do have to be careful that I'm not going to go over it a lot. This really looks like it's flat here. I don't understand on the image down below, but it is still stepping us down a bit. So if I get to 0.5 without... I'll increase it again. Alright, that got me to 0.4. Well, again, I did say the tunnel exit there on the image. Right, and yes, now we're flattened out. Whoop, 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 whoop. Speeding up a bit more than we'd like again. So we gotta be careful there. Keep an eye on the distance. Yeah, I don't know that I really need to speed up. I think we're okay. Which side? Alright. So 0.6 miles. Alright, let's let it go a bit, because otherwise we're gonna have some problems with things stopping too quickly. So I think that'll be good. And now we can increase it. There we go. So somehow we salvage this on the back end. Again, we're not going to get a bonus, unfortunately, but we are 10 seconds early. So we should get our full 250 bonus. So I'll be at 586, which is respectable, but certainly not what I would have liked to have seen. It's really unfortunate. So we'll put ourselves in suppression, because obviously we don't want to move because we're going to be leaving this train. You made great time despite the slow order and diverging movements. Excellent job. Alright, so again, not terrific. But I'm still making progress and doing what I can. So hope you enjoyed the run. I'll see you next time.